We need to go back to where every situation in life is not a 24-hour cable news show. Where a conversation with my aunt is not a 24-hour cable news show where I have to have statistics and talking points every time she picks up the phone. And I'm like, well, actually, in Texas, the hospitalization, it's declined, but the death is, we can't do it. We can't go on like this forever. We have to go back to something that's more like normalcy. We can't do it. People are exhausted. Everybody you know now is a pundit. Politics is for losers. Haven't we explained that? Could that not be more clear to you? Every now and then in politics, somebody gets in who's like a good-looking winner, and then they become the president, and then they try to change things, and then they get shot in the head while him and his wife drive through Dallas. But for the most part, the people that write about politics, the people that obsess about politics all day are losers. They cannot get laid. They have no friends. They don't make any money. They have zero capital anywhere in their life, financial, social, and they spend their time figuring out why. Why am I a loser? And then that leads them down whatever rabbit hole, wherever they're going to go. And they're just losers. Nobody wants to be these people. You don't. So we need to get away from the idea that like people should be consumed all day with their political identity. There's more to life. There is more to life than politics, truly. Not saying that you shouldn't fight for things you believe in, but you're also not fighting for anything you believe in. You're pretending. So there's more to life. Go out. Take a bunch of shrooms. Sit on a hill. Have a good grilled cheese sandwich. Pay someone to jerk you off at a bus stop. I don't know. It's not my business. But there's got to be more to life than debating obscure German philosophers, and we know what you're doing there, or fucking, talking about critical race theory. I'm sick of the free speech debate. I'm sick of that. Yeah. I'm sick of the cancel culture horse shit. On both sides. I'm sick of idiots like Ocasio-Cortez being like real cancel culture affects anti-imperialists and Palestinian advocates. And I'm like, bitch, you don't think Google and fucking Facebook are going to censor them? You don't think they're going to censor Palestinian advocates? What is wrong with you? Bitch, weren't you fucking saying you were Jewish the other day? Pull up that clip where AOC, I don't know if you can even find it. She's talking to some group and she says she's a little Jewish. So it's like, cut it out, AOC. Yeah, welcome to the tribe. AOC's Jewish background. Like, can we stop? Yeah, she went and she was talking to, I think, a Jewish group, and she says, play this clip here. This fraud.
People don't know about Puerto Rico, and one of the things that we discovered about ourselves is that a very, very long time ago, generations and generations ago, my family consisted of Sephardic Jews. And it is blood. He's like, I told you. I knew it. I sensed it.
Look, she's chewing it up. Pause that. She's like, you see, I sensed it. He sensed it. These people are frauds. What is wrong with you? They are actors. They are frauds. She's claiming to be a bagel. And then she's going to hanging out with Ilhan Omar and read Mein Kampf. They don't believe in anything. They're frauds. You people put your stock because she's hot. If she looked like me, she'd be another loser socialist in a basement right now talking about Capital. But she looks like her, so she's on television every 36 seconds. Let's not get it twisted. She's full of shit. She's in front of a Jewish audience, and all of a sudden it's Jews, and then the next time she talks, it's like, it's about the Palestinian outfit. Stop it. You're going to let these people run your life? You're on Earth for a certain amount of time, and you're investing in that? You're investing in this? These are the types of people you're investing in? Or Trump, who's dancing with Epstein like this for 30 years and then decides that he doesn't know who he is? These are the people that you're going to spend your time investing in? What kind of perpetual state of fucking childhood Peter Pan syndrome is this? Where you spend your entire fucking life listening to these goons. All the fuck they want to do is get power, and you give it to them so easily. I love Halloween. I've always liked Halloween. I like it because it's about simulated horror. And I think simulated horror is a nice way to get away from actual horror. What actual horror happens from November 1st all the way to October 30th. And then one day everyone goes, let's pretend that we're scared. Let's find things to scare us. Boo. Like haunted houses and scary movies. But the other 364 days are filled with very real, verifiable accounts of nightmarish behavior that by the very grace of God and sheer luck, you don't find yourself embroiled in. It's hard to enjoy movies like Hostel because I used to think they were fake. I can't enjoy them anymore as much because I guarantee you there is a place in Bratislava where you can take a drill and go through some tourist eye. And if there isn't, there should be. Because if there's not, you're leaving a lot of money on the goddamn table. You can't enjoy Texas Chainsaw Massacre anymore. Why? Because now you don't see Leatherface as someone scary. You see him as somebody that run for the Senate. How can you enjoy a horror film? It's better. Jason, Freddy Krueger, these people are all better than the people who run the country. They've all done less killing. They've all done less killing than our leaders. How do you enjoy a horror movie? House of 1,000 Corpses? How nice it would be if there were only 1,000 corpses. Do you know how many of these third world countries would go, you only killed 1,000 of us? They'd be dancing in the street with American flags on right now. 1,000 corpses is Tuesday morning before you have fucking lunch. How can you enjoy a horror movie now? It's hard. It's difficult. When you know the actual shit that goes on. If Leatherface was around today, he'd be running a major Facebook QAnon account that just got shut down. And he'd come out and say they shouldn't have shut me down. And I kind of agree with Leatherface. I think he's got crazy ideas, but I agree with Leatherface. And then he'd mount a campaign for, local Congress or something. What are your favorite scary movies, favorite Halloween movies?
Favorite Halloween movie, off the top of my head, Hocus Pocus, because I watched it when I was a kid.
Very gay. Hocus Pocus. Now, Ben has a wife, and I hope she's not in therapy in years from now. Hocus Pocus is a gay, iconic movie. I like it. Mm-hmm. It's very gay. It's Bette Midler and
I'm aware it's gay.
Kathy Najimy, who is similarities, who's brilliant. And Sarah Jessica Parker, and it's a very gay, funny movie, and I enjoy that too. It's not really a horror movie.
Right. Favorite horror movie?
It's scary. Here's why Hocus Pocus is legitimately scary. Everybody in the movie is white. That terrifies me. That they would have such a lack of concern for diverse. Was there one disabled person? Was there one person going through a transition in the film? No, thank you. Was there one Black Panther in the movie? No.
No.
No good. I like a movie called Jacob's Ladder with Tim Robbins and the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
Phenomenal film. And Danny Aiello.
Great.
Someone said, and they were right, they were like, Danny Aiello's face is on in every pizzeria in Manhattan. If you've ever been in New York, the celebrity, like pizzerias put the celebrities that have eaten there on the wall, and Danny Aiello is in like more of them than anyone else. This is, oh my God, does he look bad? He looks so, oh Jesus. Is he still alive?
Let's see.
I like Danny Aiello.
No, he died in December 12th, 2019.
Sad. He's great. Well, anyway.
Yeah, Jacob's Ladder. Yeah, great. Yeah.
And it's about a guy that went to Vietnam. And this is why I like it, because there's a little bit of a backstory. It was about a guy that went to Vietnam, and the government experimented, very similar to Agent Orange. They experimented with this drug called the ladder, which made American servicemen more vicious. And they in the movie, they explained that we were not convinced that we could win Vietnam because our boys were soft. We needed them to be more vicious. So we needed to unlock the real nightmares inside of them. And they all took this drug called the ladder. It's a cool movie, and many of you may enjoy it. And then I think at the end, Danny Aiello's like, there's this great quote in it that I like. Danny Aiello, Demons quote. Jacob's Ladder, Demons quote. Demons and Angels quote. It's kind of a fun little quote. Demons are really angels. Yeah, that's the quote. This is a fun movie, by the way. I see many couples come out to the shows, and I like that. I like that. My fan base is primarily heterosexual, but at least many of them are coupled up. It's good to do something every night and not have one person that potentially will like me ever. So I enjoy that. It's nice. You know, straight guys do comedy. People message them, hey, it was great. You want to have a drink? You know what I mean? People message me, hey, look at this pizza menu in Omaha. Do you think the S is really a... Jacob, this is a quote I like. If you're afraid of dying and you're holding on, you'll see devils tearing your life away. But if you've made your peace, then the devils are really angels freeing you from the world. It all depends on how you look at it. But Danny Aiello does the quote. So Danny Aiello's like, if you made your peace, the devils are really angels freeing you from the world. He's got a garlic knot falling out of his mouth. It all depends on how you look at it. You see? I enjoy that film. I like a lot of the Rob Zombie movies. Devil's Rejects, which is a movie about comedians.
And we're going to need California to increase the FAIR plan. The FAIR plan is the California fire insurance that's offered to the state.
That's right.
Because
he's right.
Right now there are no other options. And the FAIR plan only goes up to $3 million. So most of these homes that burnt down weren't able to be insured through the California FAIR plan. We have to increase that.
Stunning. There's a law.
Stunning. He's like, and we also have to get California to get all the laws off the books that stop me from stealing your home. Get those laws off the books that stop me when I want to steal your home. It's not good. It's counterproductive. If I steal your house fair and square, it's my house. So why would there be a law penalizing me saying I go to jail when I've stolen your house? If you're sitting in an ash heap and I steal it because I come to you and have you sign a couple of documents while you're crying, it's mine. Finders keepers, losers weepers.
A lot of friends and clients reaching out.
Yes.
Because they lost their homes over the last couple of days, and they need...
Why is yours fine?
They need help with places to live now.
Because you started the
families
fire,
are
you and your brother.
displaced, and
that's right.
As real estate agents, we obviously have an obligation
arsonists.
to help them find a place, even when it's going to be difficult with thousands of people looking for places and not nearly as many houses available.
Yes.
But the Oppenheim Group is offering to represent anybody for free, or we will credit you back any commission paid.
What do you mean by that?
If you've lost your house and you're now displaced,
we'll credit you back.
We will help you find a place, or do our best to help you find a place to rent. Real estate agents need to come together and work hard.
That's who needs to come together. Is real estate agents. Good.
This is our time to.
It's our time to rape
back,
and rob and steal.
Reach out to us.
Reach
office
out,
at ogroup.com.
Take your burnt hand and get on the phone.
And everyone stay safe.
Grab the phone with your charred hand and call me and my dirtbag team of scumbags. Get your charred claw, pull out your cell phone, call me and my brother, and we'll come there and rob you. You want to get robbed? Take your phone out of your pocket and come get robbed. We'll put you in a house for $20,000 a month. It shouldn't rent for $9,000. We'll put you in a dump. We will put you and your family in a shit box for $30,000 a month. Call me and my brother with your charred hand, and I will put you in a shit box of a house for $40,000 a month. You want to talk about a shit box? We'll put you in We'll put you in a house you want to burn down. We'll put you in a house every day you pray it burns. Because me and my brother, who may or may not have started the fires, are here to rob you. We're here to take. You're in a desperate situation. Pick up the phone. This is where we come in. You're desperate. You have smoke inhalation poisoning. You're not really thinking. You're dizzy. You're vomiting. You have headaches. Call me and my brother. We'll get it done. We specialize in representing people with headaches from inhaling smoke. That's what we do. We specialize in. We specialize in the relocation of families who've lost properties and aren't thinking clearly. I love the angle of the news being like, so these are really nice homes. Where do these people go? Where do the rich go? These are beautiful. That's why there's TV shows on Netflix about them. That's why there's TV shows about them. Where are these people going to go? Where are they going to go? I don't know. Somewhere else? There'll be a lot of those people will be okay. He's like, the average home is $3 to $4 million. That's a lie. The average home in the Palisades is more than that. And averages are fake anyway because they'll include like an apartment complex that's not in the Palisades of like shitty condos. Like averages are not real. The reality is everyone who lives in the Palisades, and I'm not shitting on them and I hope they're okay. And I'm not saying that there is anything morally wrong with having money or nice things. I have them. It's fine. But it is hilarious to me that now this guy, seeing these real estate agents just come out there and go, listen. Now, by the way, you don't need to advertise. They're going to call. Why are you advertising? Don't you have 3 television shows, you bum? Don't you have 3 TV shows? How about you come out and say, we're going to donate some money, we're going to do fundraisers, things like that. They know to call you. Yeah, you've shamelessly put your face everywhere, all over the town. They know to call. Why do you need to run a commercial while people are burning alive? You don't need to do it. They're going to call. Your fucking dumb face is on every billboard, and every show about real estate involves you. You don't need to do a commercial about how you're going to help these people. They will call you. The people that need to will call you. And by the way, I hope his phone is flooded with really poor people. Everyone should call him that has nothing. Hello, is it Jason? He's from Oppenheim. My budget is 700. I live in shed. In Altadena, the shed burned down. I have nothing. Will you and your brother help me? I live in shed. It burned. Everybody burned. I smell the skin burn of the man. He used to hit me every now and then, but he's still a good man. He burned alive. Will you and your brother find me a room to live? I want to live in a room. No more shed. Room. TimDillonComedy.com. When I was on set at Joker, it's rare that you know how bad something's going to be. And I would talk with the other actors and we'd go, we don't get it. Because you'd sit there and then every now and then you would see Joaquin Phoenix, who's one of the greatest actors of our time, singing or doing like jazz hands. And you'd go, I don't know how this is going to play. But you go, don't question the guy. He's a legend, the filmmaker, whatever that means anymore. Whatever anything means, by the way. No offense to anyone. I love everyone. And I'm grateful. That's the thing about me. I'm grateful. A lot of people aren't grateful in this business. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful you watched This Is Your Country. We were in the top 10 for 2 days. Hey, watch it again. Get us back in that. Thank you. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity to spend 3 months sitting in a trailer in makeup while my face broke out and I had, probably irreversible damage to my skin. I'm grateful to have sat in a trailer for 3 months and been a small part of probably the worst film ever made. Arguably the worst film ever on a screen. Where people are walking out of this film. I saw it in Laguna Beach. I was in California with COVID. and I went to go see it. And that's how you should see it, if you can see it with COVID. And I was watching it, and people were walking out of the theater confused, befuddled, angry. Why? Why did you do this? The reason the first one was so good is that it captured kind of the nihilism and anger rising in the culture. Whether it was or wasn't a ripoff of Taxi Driver is not important at this point. It doesn't matter, okay? And I'm not taking cheap shots here. People think I am. I'm not. I'm actually talking about life. What was good about the first one is that it captured a sentiment that was coursing through the culture, okay? This one is such a mess, such a joyless slog, whatever else they called it, you know? I mean, I don't even want to go through, I don't even want to read the reviews. I posted them on my Instagram. The most common word being associated with this film is disaster. Lady Gaga is not a good actress, and I say it as she's a colleague of mine, and I'm going to say it. I'm sorry, my fans expect me to be honest now. I'm going to be honest now. And this may damage me in the business. I might not be in the second to worst film. I was in the worst film ever made. So CAA may call me and go, don't you want to be in the second worst film ever made? We got a great idea. Todd Phillips is making October 7th the musical. You want to do a line in that? That makes more sense. At least there was music at October 7th. There's more of a link. You see how that works, buddy? Yeah. You also overpaid for your home. Here's the point. Doesn't matter. I'm grateful. The thing about me is I've always been grateful. I'm a grateful person, and this is what people don't understand, but they see me out and they see me beaming and they go, you seem like you're full of gratitude. And I say, well, I am, actually. I am. It was a blessing to be in this movie. Lady Gaga has no business being on a movie screen, by the way. It's all Chapel Roan now. None of it's Gaga. She's the new gay trans icon. So what? She endorsed Trump. I'm kidding. She didn't, but she refused to endorse Kamala because she thought she was going to make like a nuanced point about politics. Hey, baby cakes, that's what I do. Get on stage and dress like a frog and sing. Going to make a nuanced point about politics? You're 12. The hell do you know? You were serving, didn't she work at Wendy's? And now she's a musician? Your fans want mamala. Serve them what they want, which is mamala. Baby, you're in the hive. Oh, you're trying to find a nuanced take on the Middle East? I'm a pink pony girl, and I'm voting for Trump, oh, baby. I'd respect that. Every single day, Venezuelans stealing phones and things are getting gray. But Gaga's irrelevant. The woman is irrelevant, and I think she's very talented in the music end of the thing. That's her game. She's irrelevant now. Okay? Star is Born, we get it. When was that? Long time ago.
Yeah.
Right?
At least 10 years, yeah.
I'm on the deep end. I ruined a movie. Everyone loses money.
6 years ago.
6 years, whatever. It's 6 years is an eternity now. So they got her in this, ruining it. They got Joaquin, who's doing, he's a brilliant actor, but he's, they got him trying to be Fred Astaire. It's a big mistake. And on set, I would turn to my friend Jimmy, who was one of the guards, and I'd go, what is happening? And he'd go, this is not going to be good. And we'd have great lunches every day because it's a $300 million budget. The lunches were, we all went into this thinking this was going to be great because we got there, we showed up. I'd never done a film like this. I did Thanksgiving. They lobbed off my head. Great. Now, we got to this. I'm on the Universal lot. Even though it's a Warner Brothers movie, they've rented a bunch of lots on the Universal lot. They have recreated the Arkham Asylum. I am sitting there. We have a lot of different prison guards. We're all talking to each other. We are having lunches. We have a pasta bar. We have lobster tails. We have fish, tuna, salmon being grilled and served to us for the first few days. The lunches went downhill as the thing continued. They got cheaper. The craft service table was amazing. Okay? We're looking at Joaquin. Gaga's not there. We're looking at Joaquin. We're going, we're in it. We're in Joker 2. This is legendary. Okay? The worst thing anyone has ever seen. I mean, ever, ever, ever. Every time it looked like something may kind of be good happen, they would start with that shit. Like, you know, for once in my life, I have someone who needs me, someone who needs me. And they're doing the dance. And I'm like, God, what is this? It was heinous, to use a word I use way too much. And we knew it. I had a nice little scene. It was quick. In fact, I missed my scene. I was texting on the phone about how bad this movie is. There you go. Show the people. I was texting on the phone about how atrocious the film is. I missed my scene. I didn't even see it, and I just walked out and looked at the beach. It was that bad. And, but it's changed my life in many ways, you know, being in the worst film ever made, being in the death of a popular, franchise?
Technically.
It's the biggest Hollywood bomb of the year. That's not nothing. That's not nothing. Timmy Boy is in the biggest Hollywood bomb of the year. Let's be honest. That is not nothing. A lot of people fail quietly. This is a massive, big budget, blowout failure. And I am involved. And I'm proud of that. Here's how bad this film is. I cannot show this to anyone ever. I can never say I was in a movie and then show it to someone. That's how bad it is. If I said I was in a movie and I showed this to someone years from now, they would go, "Are you pranking me?" when I put this on. And you heard Lady Gaga be like, "I'm the Joker. There's always a Joker in the pack. There's always a Joker." It's like, what the fuck is going on? Who did this? Who's this? Who's the studio?
Wasn't it Universal?
I don't know. No, it was not.
Warner. Oh, it's Warner Brothers because it's a comic book movie. DC Comics. So,
I'm kidding. It's a good movie. I'm actually joking. I'm doing a bit right now.
Warner Bros.
I'm doing a bit. That's how good I am as a comedian. It's good. If you need a movie to have a plot, you're a loser. Truly. If you need a film to have a plot, you're a fucking loser. And if you don't like musicals, you hate gay people and you hate women and you hate trans people, and you probably hate black people because they're very musical, and you are in the KKK. You don't like this, Mr. KKK? There's always a Joker in the pack. I don't understand how this happened, but I'll tell you it's one word: hubris. Hubris. I had a lot of suggestions on that set, and nobody listened to me because I was an unimportant nobody. But you know what? Sometimes you listen to the nobody. I said immediately, fire Lady Gaga. Fire her. Fire her right now. You're paying her a lot of money, and what I'm seeing ain't working. Get her out of here. Get her out of here. I said that at the pasta truck a lot of times. Get her out of here, I would say. Get her out of here. The red sauce. Get her out of here. She's not working. Get her out. Cut her mic, I would yell. They wouldn't hear me. I'd say it. I'd say, cut her mic. What do I care? What am I going to, what do I care? This whole thing is fake. This whole thing is fake. This whole business I'm in is a pretend business. Do you understand that? Anyone listening out there? In your minivan with your kids going to fucking, I don't know, what is it, the thing that people go, the escape room, or I don't know, what do you go to with the kids? Rock climbing? Not with kids, right? What's the thing where you jump in the foam pit?
Like Chuck E. Cheese or Dave and Buster's?
Whatever it is, whatever the hell you're doing out there, I'll tell you this, the business I'm in is fake. It's not real. $300 million in this horse shit that's on the screen. I just a month of my life. Do you know that when my agents called me to put me in this, they told me it was going to be a big deal for me? Oh, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to open up doors for you. It's going to open up doors. The only door it opened up is the door in the Laguna Beach movie theater when everybody walked the fuck out. That's the door it opened up. And people, I was hiding. A few people, I don't get recognized all the time, but every now and then somebody will recognize me. I was hiding like Diddy in that theater trying to get out. Somebody went, Tim Dillon, you were in that. You were good. And I went, it was terrible. They went, it was terrible. And I just ran to my car. Not ran, quickly walked. The point is, I'm literally thinking about running for the governor of California.
You should try.
I may try.
You should try.
And here's why.
Yeah.
I don't want the job.
Right.
And I think that's an asset.
It is definitely an asset.
Because here's the deal.
Yeah.
I think I could, because California is out. Go to the flash mobs, please. There's so many robberies in California right now. Gangs of people run into these stores and just flash mob.
Well, you call it robbery.
And I would stop it.
You call it robbery. I call it how society has failed these people.
Yeah, I guess let's put on our headphones to listen to the flash mob. Well,
news right now out of
Flash
Canoga
mob, what do you
Park.
mean we
A
can hear?
large
We don't need
group of
headphones.
masked thieves have smashed display cases and stolen merchandise from Nordstrom. That's in the Westfield Topanga Mall.
Let's go right to Jennifer
people are
McGraw.
starving.
She's live in Canoga Park now. She's got the latest
I
from there.
can't
Jennifer?
believe the sanctity of our retail
Rick and
institutions.
Sandy, as you can imagine, the
is
mall is
not
packed.
intact.
It's Saturday
Look, it's your
evening.
producer
Can't
as a
find
woman.
parking
Yeah, it's
spot.
Jen
So
McGraw.
definitely frightening for shoppers and employees who were in the store at the time as several thieves entered. And some of this, it was caught on camera.
Some of it was good. They're searching for something. Yeah. Who's to say they're not playing Finding Nemo?
Here's my issue with this. They call this a victimless crime, but the reality is it's violent. There are people that could get hurt, right?
No, this is a victimless crime.
Do you think that's victimless?
Yeah, I would.
You really believe that's victimless?
Yeah,
You believe?
If I was a cop, I would say, "I'm sorry, guys. How has society failed you?"
Yeah. It's but literally the DA and people like that are saying, and I'm open to the debate.
You know that guard was in on it.
Yeah, the guard's absolutely in on it, and not just because he's black.
Yeah.
But,
Just because he didn't move.
right? Just because he was waving and saying, "Hey, what's up? I'll see you at home."
Yeah, I'll see. Yeah, you got my bag, right? The one I told you to grab.
Here's the thing about when me and him get together. It sounds racist, but it's not.
But it's not. No,
It's not. That's
No.
the thing, but it's actually not.
I actually think he was maybe a Dominican
actually
guard.
Not.
Yeah.
You're hearing things,
Yeah.
but it's not what it sounds like.
No. He just wasn't moving.
Yeah, he's just not. But he was just kind of like.
He was just kind
I
of like.
get it because he's not getting paid a lot. I'm not going to die
Yeah.
to guard a tote bag.
Yeah.
They're saying it's a victimless crime. Now take your headphones off because now we can't both.
That looks odd. Yeah.
People are running into these stores. It's a smash and grab. People are going, hey, it's a victimless crime. Lighten up. Who cares? Don't worry about it.
It's a brilliant crime. You roll in with 40 people.
Yeah.
There's too many people to arrest.
Right.
It's pandemonium, and people walk out with a couple of Fendi bags.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Well, it is a big deal.
Who's getting hurt?
A lot of people. A lot of people.
Like who?
Here's who's getting hurt with
Prove
this.
to me one person who got hurt by this.
I got to prove it right now.
Yeah.
The people that are going to lose their jobs when these stores close. Because that's what happened in San Francisco.
Oh.
So everybody that works in the store, and then the store's basically going to go, we are not going to stay here just like they did in San Francisco.
Well, what color are the people working there?
Everybody who, I mean, is this even allowed on Apple Podcasts?
It is. I'm
at
just
this
asking a
point? I don't
question.
even know. I'm just saying that's because look at all the stores that are leaving. These are all the places that are leaving San Francisco. All the places that are leaving. Okay?
Right. Good
Office
time to buy.
Depot,
Good time to buy.
Marshalls, Crate and Barrel, H&M, Uniqlo, Anthropologie, Abercrombie & Fitch, Nordstrom, Saks, Gap, DSW.
Now, you're a conspiratorially oriented guy, so let me ask you a question. Is this disaster capitalism, Will Naomi Klein write a book about this? Is this Blackstone intentionally throwing these flash mobs in there so the prices dip down?
No.
They get a going out of business sale.
No.
They turn it into one big Costco.
No, I think it's paralysis capitalism. I think that people are paralyzed and don't know what to do. And I think that we've gotten ourselves into a predicament where, unfortunately, the levers of government and bureaucracy are grinding at a pace where nothing can get done. And nothing, unfortunately, there's no will. Nobody has any will anymore to make something happen.
Right.
So people are just stuck trying to be a good person, going like, hey, man, I don't know. I wasn't in that store. I wasn't affected. I don't live in downtown San Francisco. I live in Marin County. I got a mansion. I'm not going to worry about it until they're in my window.
Right.
I don't think people are worried about anything that's not directly affecting them. And I think the politicians are just saying whatever they have to say to seem like they're good people and that they're, evolved and that they are considering all the angles. And I think it's paralysis. I mean, listen, these are the wealthiest people in the world. It's weird they're letting this happen. I understand conspiracy theories, people going, why are they doing this? Why are they letting it happen?
Right.
I think it's paralysis. I think it's people just not wanting to say the uncomfortable things you would need to say to fix this.
Like that was a crime.
Like that's a crime.
That's illegal.
Like those people need to go to jail.
Right.
Like people that are doing heroin on the street are not just poor.
Right.
Like people that live in tent cities, in many cases, are choosing to live there and use drugs because it's an open air drug market where they can procure the drugs that they're addicted to.
What you're saying,
those are unpopular things to say.
Right. What you're essentially saying is optics have become more important than reality. And
100%.
People are more concerned with the optics than they are the reality.
And we've created a world where people are not affected. That's the thing. People are not affected by how bad it's getting in the next town.
Not yet.
They're not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But here's the thing. It's always, it's like anything else, right? If you ignore something and it festers, it becomes eventually a problem that has to get dealt with.
Raisin in the sun. It explodes.
But when people go, oh, these flash mobs, what do you think drove all those stores out of San Francisco? This shit.
Inequality.
And then, by the way, if there's no stores, people don't want to live in San Francisco.
Right.
And then people go, I don't want to live downtown. My wife can't go to the store. My gay husband, who's a twink, can't go to the store, whatever it is. We know lesbians can always go anywhere, no matter what. But there are certain people that are more delicate and more important to society than lesbians, let's be frank.
They're the Marines of gentrification.
Sure they are, but what else do they do? I know
they
can pickle things. And
they can throw a softball pretty well.
They can run a bar.
Yeah. They can hit you with a bat.
They can build a shed. But I mean, are they evolving culture? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
My point is, the reality is this is the beginning of a rot in a city that comes to be a bad omen for a lot of things. Yeah. So those are the people that get hurt.
All the legislators are hijacked by gotcha politics. Everyone's doing slam dunks on each other.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about policy. You watch these debates and at the local level all the way up to the federal level. It's just all personal attacks now.
That's
It's like we're watching Wildin' Out. It's like a diss battle. It's just going and you're going like, all right, we're hearing about Hunter Biden's emails or Hillary's emails or Trump's indictment. You're going, does anyone want to talk about policy?
Yeah, does anyone want to talk about how we can stop the mob from,
who has policy ideas?
Has there been a flash mob for food? Does anyone run into like California Pizza Kitchen with guns?
Well, this
and go, where's the? Because by the way, everyone's just talking about how they're starving.
Well, AOC talks about these people are starving, and they are starving. Fendi bags are worth a lot, and so they all sell these bags.
Right.
They sell these bags.
Now,
get money for food, groceries.
I will say this: they all did look thin.
If you want to catch all those guys, all you got to do is put cameras on at Whole Foods.
Get the George Gascon thing up where he goes. He's talking about. And this is the DA of, I believe, Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
And this is the DA of LA when he's asked about these things. Because, by the way, I don't really shop that much. So I don't, I understand not caring about this.
Right.
But it is something where I look at it and I go, oh, this is the beginning of something that could probably, be weird.
So it's just hitting you now that things are bad?
Well, no. The flash mob is kind of interesting.
Oh, it's been around for a long time.
It's been around for a long time. It's a little fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I get the appeal of it. Like, by the way, I'm a human being. I understand it's fun going, let's run in, let's grab some shit, and let's leave. Here's George Gascon here.
Yeah, this guy looks like a deer in headlights.
I mean, this guy is just, he's the DA.
Yeah.
Right now, in the face of the flash mobs.
Yeah, he's got soft eyes.
He doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And he's being asked a question. And here, put on the headphones.
Yeah, let's hear what he says.
And you can hear them.
Oh, God. He looks like the old coach
Every
of the
tool
Lakers.
available under the law when there is an arrest made to make sure that these individuals are held accountable.
LA Mayor Karen Bass also spoke about accountability, saying in part, quote, those who committed these acts and acts like it in neighboring areas must be held accountable. But not everyone feels like local leaders are delivering on that promise. Businessman Rick Caruso said, quote, I have heard directly from small business owners who feel defeated by the lack of accountability for criminals.
Well, here's the
What do you say to the person who points a finger at you saying that there are people in this community who believe they can get away with serious crime in LA County and not be held accountable?
Well, I would ask you the question, what would you tell them when you just heard me speaking right now? Because I think you have a responsibility also for addressing it. We will use every tool available under the law.
The journalist has a responsibility.
Get out there and make a citizen arrest.
Yeah.
Why is this guy not in Miami?
Yeah.
Sitting on a cabana.
Yeah, I mean, he's perfect.
He's like, what are you talking about? We got a problem here. You have to fix it yourself. I mean, we're all here born in America. You know what's coming here. You come here, they get the hat back. Everybody has to be responsible for what they're doing. We see the people, we're going to make them responsible. We're in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, what his thing is, why he's even...
Why? You see, these people don't care about
They're appointed. These guys aren't elected. Is he our DA's elected?
He's elected,
He's
yeah.
elected.
Who votes for this stuff?
They don't know.
This is the. I lived there 5 years.
Yeah.
Who's voting and how long are these terms? And
yeah, comptroller is also elected. I can't tell you what he does.
yeah, right. They recalled the guy in San Fran, this guy Chesapeake. They recalled him. They were like, "You are really fucking up."
Oh, that guy.
He was basically like telling people that were stabbed to get over it.
Yeah, he was going, stop locking your store at night.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems to me, and perhaps to you, that there is another industry right now moving in that wants to own the government. And that is the tech industry. That seems very cozy, very close with the government. You've been outspoken, and you're one of the only people who's been publicly outspoken about the dangers of that.
Well, at the same time, around 2008, this is when Obama became aware of the power of social media. There's this famous meeting at San Francisco airport where the guys at Facebook come to him with his team, and they tell him about the power of Facebook because he's running as a populist outsider against the Clinton machine. Nobody gives Obama a chance. He's an anti-war populist outsider. Nobody gives him a chance at first against the Clinton apparatus, right? The Clinton mafia. He does this, a lot of it's through social media. They have an implicit bargain later with the oligarchs in what I call the algorithmic age. They allow the Facebooks, the Twitters, the Googles, all the big platforms that charge. They essentially reach a Faustian pact, which is we're a hegemon globally, right? And what we need to do in the age of the algorithm is keep the commanding heights of technology. So we make an implicit deal with the oligarchs. You're going to have no Justice Department interference, no Federal Trade Commission interference. We're not going to try to break you up. They're going to have no antitrust pressure at all. We're going to allow you to become the richest people on earth, okay? But you have to give us the commanding heights in the age of algorithm. And here's what have we found out? That we're 10 or 12 years into this, and we know in the age of algorithm, social media and AI, they've blown them both. On social media, if you look at our social media, it's fairly cumbersome. It's not exactly revolutionary.
TikTok is much bigger.
TikTok is not just bigger; it's so
Better.
much more sophisticated, 1,000 times.
Yeah.
The Chinese Communist Party, it's so lethal because of its addictive nature. TikTok is not on mainland China. They have a version, right, of TikTok that's not so addictive, and they don't let the content they let in the West. This is how powerful it is. We've blown it as far as social media goes. They're orders of magnitude more sophisticated than we are, and ours is quite addictive, but theirs is much more. But then on artificial intelligence is even worse. And now, what do you think? DeepSeek is a psyop or a Sputnik moment?
Right.
It's both bad. But I think you have to infer the fact it may be a Sputnik moment. They are basically saying that our theory of the case in artificial intelligence, which is kind of mass machine learning, right? Power through, and you need all this new energy for the data centers. They're saying that theirs is a totally different profile. So what happens? We've lost the commanding heights in the two very technologies in the algorithmic age we made the Faustian bargain on with these guys. There's 75 electric vehicle companies. Google has Bing and DuckDuckGo. There's no competition for Google. There's no competition of Facebook. There's no competition Amazon. Amazon destroyed half the small businesses in this country, flooding the zone with Chinese Communist Party product. There's no competition to X or to Twitter because we let them go. And there's no Justice Department. That's why I'm a neo-Brandeisian when it comes to the Justice Department. I'm a Lena Khan fan.
You're a Lena Khan fan.
100%.
Break them up. Break them up.
If she had been allowed, and look, here's Kamala. When Steve Bannon talks about Lena Khan 10 times more than Biden, and particularly Kamala Harris, that tells you it's a fixes in the Democratic Party is controlled by all these corporatists. This is the thing of Trump. You've got Gail Slater. You've got Andrew Ferguson. You then have Mike Davis and others in War Room that are neo-Brandeisians and kind of think, hey, Linda Khan, we'd love to have her back.
Explain that term to people.
From Brandeis, Justice Brandeis, Louis Brandeis, had this theory back in the 30s that you have to watch out for private concentrations of power that would then partner with government. If you wanted to get to a totalitarian government, right, you would have major concentrations of private power built around monopolistic.
The term that they often call the corporate state.
Corporate state.
Yeah.
Exactly. And says that is a danger to liberty and freedom, right? Now, he was an FDR guy, et cetera. You've had it, then a school came up in kind of the 80s from Chicago called the Chicago School that really looked at it from consumer pricing, right? That everything's got to be to the benefit of the consumer. And so it's kind of a gentle way to go on antitrust.
It's buying people off. It's going, your jobs don't exist anymore, but the T-shirts are less money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
even in competition, when they look at mergers, that what's the price, and they do all these kind of Cato it's a very libertarian school. It hasn't worked.
And it's just basically we can immiserate your lives, but if we give you enough creature comforts, if we give you Netflix, if you can DoorDash Taco Bell, which I've done, and I'll admit that, but if you can do all of those things, stop complaining that you can't send your kids to college.
Exactly.
That's kind of the layman's way to say it.
And so in neo-Brandeisian is to get back to what Louis Brandeis said, is that these great concentrations, which was really...
That's the last time. If I'm ever asked to leave a plane, if I'm ever dragged off a plane for heaping abuse on a flight attendant who deserves it, I'm going to scream, I'm a neo-Brandeisian as I am dragged off the plane.
You'll get that. What Brandeis saw, though, is the Chinese Communist Party's model. Remember, we did all this after Tiananmen Square when Bush 41 sent Scowcroft over to say, no, we're going to get you. You got to calm down this political stuff, but we see you as a partner on the manufacturing side on a global basis. We will get you in the World Trade Organization. We will give you most favored nation status. We'll do all this. And the theory, they said, we will take the Chinese Communist Party and turn them into a liberal democracies. These will all become Jeffersonian Democrats. The exact opposite happened. We recreated their model of state capitalism and authoritarian power. And that's what you have today with the oligarchs in Silicon Valley. Now, here's the beauty of it. Here's how great the oligarchs are. That we've made them we've made them the richest people on earth. We've made them some of the most powerful people on earth. And then exactly when they're exposed for being phonies and what you made the Faustian bargain for on both social media and particularly artificial intelligence, what do?
They flip.
Well, hold it. They do. Well, let me get to the flip in a second.
Yeah.
They turn around and say, we need a bailout. They say, all you hear right now is that in this city, you're hearing we need a Marshall Plan. We need a Mercury astronauts plan. We need to turn over all the national labs, the weapons labs, Lawrence Livermore, Sandia, where they made the nuclear weapon, the hydrogen bomb. We need to turn over all the national labs to the guys in Silicon Valley because now we've had a Sputnik moment and the Chinese Communist Party have taken the commanding heights. I go, hang over a second. This is and they're talking $500 billion to $1 trillion bailout for the exact same guys that did this. In addition, understanding the math, right? And Elon understood it first, given his engineer's brain, and really backed our play. But the rest of them hung out until 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 5th of November when Pennsylvania fell. When Pennsylvania fell, Zucker, Bezos, all of them became populist nationalists. They go, we're in. And they got down with their checks to Mar-a-Lago, genuflected, right, and became supplicants to Trump. And this is why I say these guys are dangerous. They're all progressive Democrats. They were made what they are by the Obama administration. They're all progressive Democrats. They are totally phony. All they want to do is go to where the source of money is so they can keep their being oligarchs. Because right now, if you look at them and look at who the theoreticians they look for, but they're not really on the spectrum of like MSNBC's here and, war rooms here. And some guys are more open borders and globalists. Others are hardcore populist nationalists. They're on a whole other spectrum. And that spectrum is what I call techno-feudalism. They've been taken out of the world of capitalism. It's no longer markets and profits since we haven't allowed any competition and allowed them to become these massive companies. They are really digital platforms in rent. They're rent seekers, okay? And their idea is very feudalistic. It's like Venice in the 15th century. It is that the railhead is like the liege lord with the digital platform, and everybody else is a peasant or what I call a digital serf.
Wow, is that bad over there? It is not a right-wing media narrative that San Francisco is bad. It is truly bad. It is mouth agape. You like the bear from the Sochi Olympics? Thank you, Russia. But it is mouth agape. Oh my God. I've never seen anything like this. Broad daylight horror. And, all the stores are leaving. And so I was really impressed. We did about 2,000 tickets in a city in that condition. That's great. I think that's great. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. I think it's going to be the next American city to fall. Remember when Detroit fell? Yeah. Detroit fell. That's how you knew people had given up on the country. Detroit didn't have a police force. It was hard to get water to certain parts of the city. Like, the city fell. And we went, okay, San Fran is going to be the next city to be completely abandoned, which is sad. The food is amazing. We went to a Chinese restaurant, picked it at random, and we went right after the show. Some of the best Chinese food you'll ever have. It's an important city culturally. It's an important city in a lot of different respects, Economically, it was very important to Northern California. A lot of the, tech companies originated in San Francisco. But now it is as bad as it's going to get. I don't know how it gets worse. I don't know what could happen to make it worse. There's nothing to do except go in and then leave immediately. But it is fun if you like a little bit of disaster tourism, which I like. I think, and you got to be sick fucks to enjoy it. But if you're watching this, you are. Part of the fun of the next 30 years in America will be kind of a disaster tourism. Going to the worst places. There will be many where you have fentanyl addicts in the street. I saw a guy in San Fran. He was shitting and jabbing himself with a needle in his leg. And, I got to be honest with you. Listen, is it sad? Yes. But you have to make the best of it. And I do believe that, part of the next, the next phase of tourism in America will be it's not only going to be like, let's see the, Yellowstone National Park. It's going to be like, let's see the city that everybody's fleeing. Let's go to the place that and it's kind of fun. And you get into the Chinese restaurant, you're like looking outside, you're like, what's going on? And then you see like the homeless person, and they're like, they got a thing over them, and they're draped in like a cape, but they're still on the motorized chair, and they just go by. And then you're hitting the guy next to you. You're like, look at that. We're in it. It's fun. It's a little fun. And you have to embrace it. And I think kind of that's San Francisco's next move. It's like we're a ghoulish attraction. It's become a ghoulish attraction. And it's a little fun, because the food is great and it's fun, but you're always kind of alert. I mean, why are these faggoty Americans going to escape rooms? Why are they manufacturing danger for their sad, suburban, meaningless lives? Go to the cities we've ruined. Go to the cities that we've destroyed with our politics. Go to the places where we've crushed the human spirit and enjoy them for what they are. I mean, isn't that better than doing a dumb escape room or doing something stupid? These people go to haunted houses, haunted hayride. You don't need any of that. You're an adult. Adults should go to Flint, Michigan. And here's actually why you can't get mad at me. Because I know people are getting maybe they're like, oh, this is actually not tasteful. It is, and I'll tell you why. Gawking at the human waste, because it's just a waste of potential of life, whatever you want to say, right? I mean, they are human beings, and I'm not trivializing the problems. What I'm saying is gawking at them in their moment of need actually helps them, because the tourism money they need. If you go to Flint, Michigan to gawk at the hell, you're filling up the hotels, you're filling up the restaurants. It's actually good for them. It's actually not what you're thinking. It's the other way. So all these people that are like, well, this sounds actually pretty heartless. So you're telling me I should go with my suburban, comfortably middle-class group of friends, and we should go do a night or two in a disaster area like San Fran? Yes! Yes, because the tourism dollar helps them. And it is a little fun. It's fun because, this is going to sound horrible. At a certain point of drug addiction, and I've been a drug addict, you really are not a person at that point. You're not a person at that point. It's really true. No one wants to talk about this, but I'll do it because we have a beautiful set and we have the Sochi Bear provided by Russia. Now, you're not. I've been there. I have been in the depths of a drug addiction, meaning I was and I think maybe the worst of it was when I was in my early 20s. I was directionless. I was working in finance, and I was doing drugs all the time, snorting cocaine, drinking, smoking weed, taking pills. I was not a human being at that point because you become the drug. You just become this thing that wants drugs, and you want to feel better, and you exist in a binary state of being either high or anxiety-ridden, trying to get drugs. Those are the only two. It's a binary existence. And those drugs pale in comparison to fentanyl or crocodile or whatever the hell's going on in San Francisco, trank dope or whatever the new things are. You can't even keep up with them. So I'm not saying that these people at one point weren't human beings, and I'm not saying there isn't a human being down deep in there. But at this point, they may as well be animatronic. It's a small world. It's a small world after all. At this point, they may as well be animatronic. It's a small world. They're making shapes with their own bodies that no one's ever seen before. The way they can bend and shift and the things they're doing, the way their eyes are darting around, they're wearing this, and it's really amazing, the post-apocalyptic stuff they're wearing. They're doing big hats, and it's very black and large capes, and I like it. I think it's actually good. It's they're on the motorized scooter, and I'm going to send you, and I want you to bring this up, and I want you to close up on this woman, and I don't know if it's a woman, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And again, I'm not trying, because this helps them. Do you get it? Are you with me on this? Going and gawking, going and giggling, going and going, oh my God, it helps them. I'm telling you, and I know it doesn't seem like it does. But it does. It does. It does. It does. And I don't know the problem. So here I'm sending this to the good producer, and now I want you to put this up on the screen for everyone to see, because I want you to basically and we're going to close up. We're doing close up on this person here and this woman. Now, again, people are going to get, I already see people going to get angry with me, but that doesn't, I can't not do what I do here because I'm making sense. Now, I just sent you the close-up version too. The next version is going to be close-up. I'm sending, now, okay, you can do it yourself. Get in there. Get in on her tight. Get in on her tight. Oh my God. Okay? Listen, when I tell you, this is one of the better looking people in San Francisco right now. Now, listen, they go by and they zip by you, and it's fun because listen to me. I know that this isn't, but it's true. Why are you mad at me? I didn't give them the fentanyl. I'm not letting them do this to themselves. I am not letting them do this to themselves. But I like that hat she has. It's sort of that hat with on the top with that. Look at the fit for a minute. Look at the fit, because the fit is actually not bad at all. By any stretch, the fit is not bad. Now, I hope this woman goes to heaven soon, because we have let her, now you can get it away now, but we have let her, here's the problem. We have let these cities descend into chaos. We have let people destroy their lives with narcotics because we feel like it is compassionate to not arrest them, force them into treatment, or put them in jail. And because we have decided that all the problems in America, and there are some of them that certainly come from inequality. We know that. We're not dumb. San Francisco is one of the highest housing, it's crashing now, but it's one of the most expensive places to live. And we know that people can get forced into homelessness because they're in a real estate market that is pricing them out. And we know that. And we're not saying, but we also have to recognize that the homeless problem in San Francisco is not just a function of the rising cost of housing. It is a function of rampant drug use that has been normalized in every part of the city, where people that are addicted to drugs can do them in the street, can buy them in the street, can turn tricks, with their bodies and buy drugs immediately after. It's not simply just about wealth inequality, which is a great talking point of people. There's many other things that are going into it. It's an issue of policing. It's an issue, frankly, of what you will tolerate as a city. So I am saying at this point now, absent any other options, going to San Francisco and gawking at the people whose lives have been destroyed by the politics of that city is actually the most humane thing you can do. It is the most humane thing you can do, because otherwise you are ignoring it and you're not spending your money there. And even if you spend your money there, will it help? Not really, but it's better than not spending your money there. They need a tax base. They need something. They need to give someone a blanket. So The reality is, I know that it seems cruel and heartless to suggest my course of action, which is to make San Francisco a tourism hub for people that want to just, they're kind of bored and they want to go there and they kind of want to be like, oh my God. But I'm telling you right now, it's actually great. It's actually the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do because it infuses the city with capital. And if we're not going to solve it, if we're not going to develop better policies, the only thing left to do, truly, is to see it as a kind of a haunted house, like a scream park. To see it as a little bit of a scream park. And to go and eat the good food and the great quesadilla at El Farolito or the great, and then you come in, and then you're just like, whoa, look at that. Whoa, look at that one. Oh my God. And I'm telling you, it actually helps.
Jake, you've been talking a lot about fighters not getting paid. Let's just take a break from crypto for a second. What you got into the boxing world, you're fucking it up. People are not happy. And then you started saying that boxers are getting fucked and UFC fighters too.
Yeah, look, I mean, at the end of the day, these fighters are getting into the ring and risking their lives, and risking injury. And it's one of the hardest sports, if not the hardest sport in the world. And you have to dedicate your life to it more than any other sport, I believe. And people like Dana White, who own the UFC, are basically creating a monopoly. UFC fighters, out of any organization, out of any league that there is, the owners take the most amount of the cut versus the fighters, which it's a big topic. And me and my brother are creating this movement forward to help fighters increase their pay, because if you're in the UFC, your boss is Dana White. So you can't be like, hey, I don't think we're getting paid fair. Hey, this isn't right, because he'll just cut you and throw you off to the side. But I'm creating a voice for the fighters, and I'm creating a voice to say fuck Dana White. Fighters should be getting more pay, and they are the content. Without them getting into the ring, the UFC wouldn't have the content that they sell for hundreds of millions of dollars. These guys are getting paid pennies on the dime, and it's just not fair. And so what I'm doing, my movement forward, is showing these fighters you don't need a promotion, you don't need a promoter, and you don't need to sign into these longer deals. Create your own hype, use social media, and there's going to be a switch in this narrative over the next couple of years. Dana White doesn't make good fights happen. He doesn't make the fights that the fans want to see because he can't pay these fighters enough, or doesn't want to pay these fighters enough. John Jones versus Francis Ngannou, one of the biggest fights that everyone wants to see. He won't even pay them $10 million each to make the fight happen, versus some no-name, or not no-name, but like some smaller boxers will get paid $20, $30 million for a fight because they're in control of their own promotions. So, yeah, I just feel bad for these UFC fighters. They need to get more pay. And Dana White's the one in control of that, and they can't say anything. They can't speak up to their boss.
What do you think? Does Dana White like you?
No. No, not at all. He is. I think he hates me more than anyone in the world right now.
Wow.
Because look, I'm trying to take money out of his pocket, give it to the rest of the fighters. I think he's a joke. I think he's a chump. He started off as a cardio kickboxing instructor and got lucky with the UFC, and now thinks he's the coolest person on earth.
Starting a little late because someone was late. Someone was a little late. Do you have any defense for your tardiness?
The traffic was heavy. I tried to be on time.
The traffic. It's always something. The traffic.
Well, you said we were going to record at 3, and then you moved it around. I was doing a thing with my wife. I was at a thing.
I
had to run from it, and then...
You had to run from the thing you were doing.
Yeah,
to your job.
There was a friend in Austin who was in town, and
you had to run from the friend to your job.
Well, you said we were going to record at 4, then you moved it to 3, so
I moved it. Your job was moved, and you had to leave. Why don't you go back to the friend?
Let's just do the show.
You go back to your friend. I think it's better for you to go back to your friend. Dead's here. Please go back to your friend.
Who's going to produce the show?
I'll figure it out. It's insane. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. Beautiful day in Austin, Texas. Mass shooting downtown.